Okay, so a brief primer on safety in the lab. All right. First of all, the code red. Um, Say that you're working with liquids and you've got a glass flask and it slips from your hand and it breaks and it cuts you and you're bleeding. Or it doesn't have to be you, it could be anybody at your table, it's anybody in the room and you notice it. You say aloud, hey, code red, and then you just, kind of point, hey, Sarah just cut herself, or I just cut myself. Okay. We have this method. We just say code red because we're all going to be maybe about 23 of us in this lab, and we'll all be working and focused, and we might have goggles on. So it might not be the easiest to see, and we're working on something, and then something like this happens. And when someone says code red, see, my eyes can't be looking at every single person while I'm working with individuals, but my hearing can hear that word. So I can instantly know where to look for the person who needs help. Okay, so code red. Another thing, this is the gas jet, and there's lots of them in the tables here. This valve here, if it's turned like this, the gas is off. There's no gas coming out of that hole. If the valve is turned like this all the way to this side, there's no gas coming out of this hole. In theory, the only way the gas could come out of this jet would be if the nozzle here was somewhere rather close, ideally directly above this particular hole. Okay. So at no point, shape, or time will you ever be working with gas in this lab. And that's why all the gas is technically stopped from coming to these jets by valves deep in the table. Okay. Um, Still, if you were to come to class and this thing is like knocked like this and it's not, see, fully closed, or maybe it's like this, or maybe it's like this, or something like this, we're training you to be safe in the lab environment for high school. So the only time you should ever touch one of these gas nozzles is to turn them off. And it happens. People's books, their laptops, they get up at the move and they rub against it, things like that. You make certain that these are pointing 90 degrees to the left or right, and that ensures that you know that the gas jet is off. Even though gas can never come out of this particular jet in this room, it's good training to be able to know these facts. One thing's for certain, even though no gas can come out of these jets, I don't want to see anybody, we're sitting there discussing things and somebody's bored and they're just playing with it and they're touching it. No, that's a conduct point. The only time you touch these is to turn something on or off. Okay. 1 second.